Alright. His name is Chaos, and he's here to bring us entertaining games. It's Dragon Kaiser Gaming's hero in the bottom right side of the map. And he's going up against Solar in the top left. It's weird because I think Solar, representing onside of course, is the better Zerg in ZVP in terms of standard clean play than someone like Dark. And yeah, I think Hero has a big mental block when he plays Dark, and I think he feels a bit more confident against Solar. So let's see how this goes. I mean, their games can still be crazy back and forth or decisive one way or the other. But I definitely know that historically, I see Solar looking like he's doing well when he understands what Hero is doing. The problem is, I think Solar's a bit too logical as a player, and he relies on understanding what his opponent's doing. And it's impossible to understand what your opponent's doing if they don't know what they're doing. And I don't think Hero has ever planned out a strategy until he's in the midst of doing it. I'm pretty sure he just gets in game, does some stuff that he feels like, and then half the time it lines up, half the time it doesn't, and he just figures out where to go in the moment. It's very hard for Solar, a logical, planning-based, reactive Zerg, to scout and react, because how do you react? And I think sometimes it's good to just pick a build and go with it as Solar to a certain extent and try to get your reactions down to a minimum, and play a bit more generalized versus Hero than trying to counter what he's doing, because Hero is just so nimble and so easy getting one step ahead. I've definitely seen games where like Solar deflects Hero's adept timing or something like that, shuts it down, and then you think he should be able to counterattack, but Hero like distracts him with an adept drop or something, and then somehow defends with like 2 disruptors and 3 archons versus, 120 supply of roaches. And I'm like, I don't know what I just witnessed, but like, I don't think Hero should have won the game, and he just does. It's this weird thing. And he does like Twilight Council openings versus Solar. So yeah, looks like he still has a big, feeling that's the way to do it. He also is faking Stargate. He delayed Warp Gate, and he's not chronoing the Adept. So Solar's looking at this and he's going, oh, okay, this is a Stargate opening. Otherwise, why would you delay Warp Gate? No worries. And that means Solar might be very heavy on Queens, building Spore Crawlers, and get caught off guard by those Adepts when they do come across the map with Resonating Glaives. By the way, why do Glaives shoot faster? Because they're resonating. It's the first time this thought's occurred to me. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's actually Blink! Solar goes in for a scout and he sees the Twilight. This is a Blink all-in. Okay, Hero's planning a 2-base Blink all-in, guys. He will need to proxy a gateway out there somewhere, though. He's going to deal with that Overlord now. He starts the Robo there to make it look like a more normal Glaive Adept build. He's like, look, it's totally a normal Glaive Adept build. I need a Robo. He was not planning to build a Robo, I don't think. Maybe he was? Since he doesn't have a probe on the map, I guess. Yeah, maybe he was. Getting the creep back is very big. He gets it, very important. You've got to slow down the creep spread because you're not really wanting to have an observer early on, and Blinkstalkers are much better at fighting off creep. So this is a 3-gas build here for Hero. He's going to go 4 gates. I don't know, man. It's hard to make this work if you're investing in the robot. I feel like if you're just going for, like I said, a proxy gateway to warp in off, you can make it work. But with the Robo, it slows it down a lot. Because you got to go 150 minerals in the Robo, 250 minerals in the Warp Prism. That's 400 minerals that's not in Stalkers. And it's just not that crisp an attack. He's going to go to 6 gate. So yeah, 6 gate at least. Probably builds a gate number 7 as well, I would expect. But this is a big 2-base all-in. Now, Solar, with the read on the Twilight, is got a Rotron. He's got Zerglings. He needs to build lots and lots of army. And if he misreads this at some point, he might be screwed. But Hero's not really hiding this very well. Like, Hero is not putting any misdirection out there at all. Like, if a Zergling comes, it doesn't even see Adepts moving out right now. And all Solar needs to do is make Ravagerling and just surround this army and crush it. He can also backstab with a few Lings, force some Adept warp-ins. Even forcing a single Adept to warp in at home is 1 less Stalker warping in on the front, which is awesome. Lots more Roachling building. Solar, he stopped at the perfect work count. He does have Overlords exposed, though. Those could go down. I don't know why those Stalkers blinked. That was a little derpy. I think he was just reinforcing the Stalkers that were further behind. Red Hit Point Adept goes back to clean the Zergling up. 1 Overlord goes down. The other Overlord's trying to run back, already focusing the Roaches. Nice micro by Hero. He's going to stutter step back against the Zergling. Spinecrawler is on the way right now. Solar's Queens go a little bit far forward, and Hero getting a Queen Snipe. Good start for this for Hero, but he needs more damage. Masslings go there. Going to force a few Adept warp-ins at home. Hero needs to warp in those units or he's in trouble. 1 Adept warping in for now. We'll eventually clean up those Zerglings. So good on him for only warping in one unit. Solar doesn't want to waste units, so he's going to bring these Lings back. I would like to see him bring all of his Lings around the right and flank this. So far, he hasn't lost a single unit. He's killed 15 Zerglings, 2 Roaches, and a Queen. You cannot let this Stalker count get out of control. Solar's going to commit to the fight. He's going for the big wraparound. The Lings coming in from all sides. Those Stalkers just going to keep blinking away. Finally, Stalkers do start to fall here. Good starter step by Hero, though. Uses the Prism Micro a little bit as well. There's still plenty of Lings there. I think Solar might have broken this. Oh, Hero losing so many Stalkers. 8 Stalkers have gone down. And Solar, by just massing units and having the overwhelming numbers, doesn't let it get out of control. If he was a bit greedy, I went to 45, 50 workers, I think this would have worked for Hero. But Solar had just enough units. And you need just enough units because a lot of people get very angry about Blink all-ins because they say it's really overpowered as Zerg. The trick is, if you have enough units, the Stalkers just all die. If you're just a little bit short of having enough units, the Stalkers all get damaged, none of them die, they regenerate their shields, and then they go back in again. And then they pull back, and then they regenerate their shields, and you basically, the Stalker count grows bigger while the Zerg army stays the same size. He's going to go Dark Shrine now as well as a Forge, but with a Lair on the way, I do think Solar's going to be pretty well prepared for this. Rock's going down, Stalker's coming in. Ravager does get picked off. Ooh, okay. Stalker goes down though. 2 Ravagers for a Stalker is a good trade. Oh, that's a lot of Lings though. Where's the starter step here? Oh, did he just drop the DTs? No, it's a double Adept drop in the main. He would like to use Dark Templar warp in soon, but I don't think he's going to be able to. The Adept drop though is doing really nice damage. Hero's going to try and wriggle his way out of trouble. Hero should be dead after that attack failed and he lost all those Stalkers, guys. He should be dead. But this is what Hero does. Hero finds a way against Solar to get his way back into games. I don't think he will be able to, but like he's trying. He's just like, oh, I got a Dark Shrine. Let's like make some DTs randomly over here. I got a 3rd base. Let's make +1. If he brings this back, I'll be very impressed. Warps in a few Dark Templar. He's going to hide one there, and he's going to go back in for the main drop. Ewok's having a party there over some dead bodies. Some little birds having a bit of a pecky peck as well. A Sky Funeral maybe going on. Dark Templars on top. Take out that Queen. Oh, my lord. Prism is so low. 9 hit point Prism. Classic sort of move there for Hero. And he's just going to rotate. Dude, a Queen could kill this so easily. If that Queen moves over and hits this like 2 times, it's dead. Hero, this is so risky. But he's getting another like 4 drones there that he did not really deserve. Solar just wasn't expecting him to be so brazen. And that's the way Hero plays against Solar. It's brazen PvZ. Solar's trying to get to Ravager, Ling, Bane. It looks like he's going to wait for, I think, Roach speed, Baneling speed, +1 melee, and then probably just hit a big timing off. I would imagine at least 70 workers, maybe a little more. But Hero's not going to give him time to do that. He's going to just go again. 19 Stalkers. It's good Zergling count. They might not have melee yet, but that's still a lot of Zerglings. And blinking all the Stalkers at once, kind of decent because it allows him to keep stutter stepping. But you can see 3 Stalkers get separated from the pack. They go down. And yeah, he cleans up some Zerglings, but you need to kill like 7 Zerglings for each Stalker to make that even. Not even positive efficiency, just even. Stalkers do take out the hatchery. Nice move for Hero, but at what cost? He gets a hatchery, and then what? He's going to lose a bunch of these Stalkers. Nice pickups, though. Dude, did he only lose 1 Stalker? No way. But he's going to lose more. Yeah, there we go. Another one goes down. Make it 2, 3. Only 2 Stalkers. He took a lot of damage on his units. That does make an effect, but he cleans up the Overseer. Biles randomly thrown on the ground there. Solo just chucking Biles on the ground randomly. And Hero, he's going Immortal Charge Stalker. I do not see that composition bringing it back against +2 melee Baneling speed. Solar does not know he doesn't have Roach speed, guys. Okay, he's realized. He's realized. If you're a Solar fanboy, definitely you could celebrate a little bit. That's very important for him to notice. Warp Prism is still alive on 9 hit points in the top. And a Nexus going up on the 4th base. Zealot drop going towards the main. Every hit on this Prism puts it in danger. It's only got 100 shields, of course. Zealots don't have charge just yet. The Prism's basically just going to kill 1 or 2 Zerglings and then pick up and get out of there for now. Robo-Bay's on the way. We're going to see Colossus or Disruptors coming up next. But of course, Solar's push timing is basically decided for him. Any Zerg at this moment says, hey, I've got Baneling speed. I'm getting close to maxed. Time to make Banelings and go attack the Protoss. There's no reason for me to let this game go any longer. Desperation sentries have been warped in, but they're only going to have a single force field each. This is not going to go well for Hero, guys. Yeah, he's splitting to attack from two sides. Hero doesn't even know it's coming. Hero needs the most perfect micro and Solar to accidentally detonate some Banelings on like a single Stalker. Good blink back on that front Stalker. Ling Bane coming forward. The Banelings trickling through that gap. No force fields left. Not enough to actually stop it. Banelings rolling in. One Immortal's already fallen. The sentries and Stalkers getting boom-boomed by the Ling Bane. And that is just way too many numbers. Solar defended well enough early on. And look at that. Hold position drones blocking the Zealots from getting on the Spine Crawlers as well. He might lose his third base, but he's going to kill Hero at the same time. Battery overcharge, not enough to save those Immortals. Brilliant play from Solar. Shutting down the Blink Stalker 2-base 6-gate push and able to survive from there. Just very safe play from Solar and not giving Hero any opportunities. Bile's going to take out the Nexus. He's going to fall back, kill the 4th base, and then probably pull back from there. Doesn't want to lose the Ravages, so he just wants to kill this, make some more Banelings before he really forces the win. And the fact that he kept that hatchery alive is brilliant. Prism is still being a bit of a D-bag. Solar's got to want to kill that. Roaches are underneath it along with Zerglings though. Prism's doing what it can. Hero fighting hard from behind. He's going to retake a third on the right side, making a Disruptor. I think this is just Hero's natural state. It's just seeing if he can get Solar to make mistakes. He's made dirty comebacks against him in the past, like I mentioned earlier. So I think when you're this confident against someone, you just keep playing, just making it hard for them, doing all these sneaky little things. And you just don't make it easy for your opponent. You're like, you have to work for this, buddy. Look, here's Zealots, here's DTs, here's Zealots, here's DTs. And you're just trying to basically bounce around and smash it. Files an Observer 3 times in the exact same spot. Nice. Archon is making 3 Disruptors. The Changelings alone are a problem right now for Hero. Hero's going to throw a ball out there. Does get 2 Ravages, not too bad, but that Disruptor's getting surrounded. Gets another Roach and a Ravager with the second one. Battery trying to keep those Disruptors alive, but there's just no firepower here. Third Disruptor shot doesn't even get to fire, or at least detonate before it goes off. Solar crushing through game 1 decisively. Alright guys, nice game 1 for Solar. Looking solid. Going for a standard 13 Overlord here. Hero once again going for a 13 Pylon, I believe, to get across that map super fast. Actually, I think he had to send this even earlier than that Pylon got built to get across here in time. But he will force the 3rd base, which is nice. There we go, gets the gateway, Chronos probes, starts up the gas. 3rd base going down for Solar, no surprises from either side. Altitude's a big boy map. It is all about swarming in with big mobile armies. I love big Mutalisk swaps. I really like the way Dark plays in terms of composition on this map. I hate his build orders, you guys know that. I think he's a legend. Though when it comes to massing Hydraling or surprise Muta swapping on this map, those are the 2 things that Dark does really well on this map. Solar's a bit more standard. I expect him to just play Ravager Bane every game, you know, and then maybe he'll squeeze a Spire in, but only if he really has a good read on what Hero's up to. But because the map's so big, definitely having those, you know, fast mass Hydras out can be quite good because there's big firing arcs in these big wide open areas you can get. There's quite a few good things going on. Oh, the probe is actually still harassing from the inside of the mineral line. I've always said if they harass you inside the mineral line like that, you can kill it like 90% of the time. But Hero is literally just trying to trigger Solar right now. Remember that Hero's whole goal is to harass his opponent into getting angry. And I think he's pretty much almost always successful with that. The drone chasing him, I think it's actually good to chase with the drone just a little bit every now and then. But Hero is so good at microing that he never really takes many drone hits. He just circles. Whereas most players don't have Hero's micro and attention, so they take a few more hits and the probe has to back off. Feels like Hero's probe just never has to back off. Stargate's going to go up in the main base. Bit more standard opening here for Hero. Now, in between games, Probe in the chat said, well, that build is kind of terrible. He said, apparently that's the Goblin build that used to work back when Zergs were skipping Ling Speed in the opening of this matchup. So they would skip Ling Speed against Twilight and go straight Lair. And the reason is, guess what, guys? most Protoss were going Archon drop, Dark Templar openings. Sometimes Resonating Glaives, but usually it was a Dark Templar build. So by skipping Link Speed, you could get a faster lair, and then you could defend the Dark Templar with Overseers, which means you don't need to build Spore Crawlers, and just defend with a few Roaches, an Overseer, and then go back to droning. Problem is, if you don't have Link Speed, and you don't have Roach Speed yet, because even though Roach Speed's faster with that build, it's still not ready yet. Blink Stalkers are going to pick those Roaches apart. You need Link Speed to overwhelm Stalkers in that last game. So it's cool to hear that little bit of history from Probe mentioning that as a real blast from the past about why Blink openings used to be much more powerful during a time when Zergs were being a bit greedy about their Link Speed. Hey, he gets a drone kill. Very nice move there for Hero. Gets a drone kill and a Spore Trick, and with a much more standard opening, that's going to be great. Depth shading backwards. He knows Link Speed's about to be ready. Good call by Hero. Oracle's going to go across the map, which means that Adept will be defending the third on its own, right? Oh no, he's going to go left side harassment. That means his third base can't get up there. Where is his probe? Oh, he's going to go to the left. Okay. Not going for the triangle. He's going for that left side base. The Adept is... Look at that wall off, guys. Look at that Adept placement in that wall off. If those Lings run in, they get right in. Oracle kills 3 workers. Oh my god, he fixed the Adept just as Solar tries to run in. Hero with his trademark wall wide open sloppy StarCraft play. Remember, it was this map in GSL where Hero got eliminated from Solar because he let Solar run into his base 8 times with Zerglings in one game. 8 times in one game, and each time found big damage. It was one of the biggest displays of Hero's absolutely chaotic mindset I've ever seen in my life. And it was Hero's early exit from GSL, the earliest he'd had in a long time. Steps coming forward. Oh, cancels on the Shade. Nice move. I thought he was going to get that Shade to finish, but he actually, you know, clearly tricked him. Gets 3 more drones. Solar's under the gun right now. Solar's supply blocked. He's trying to build Overlords, but these Oracles are going to come in. They're going to cause issues. And they're going to grab 1, 2... Oh, he clicks on the Spore Crawler. That was a Spite laser shot there. Clicking on the Spore Crawler with those Oracles does 20 damage to it. Damn, man. Adept swarping in on the third. Nice Ling wrap around, but unfortunately only 1 Ling is actually attacking this front Adept at a time. There we go. Solar's trying to get 2, but he can't quite get surface area there. Finally cleans up both. The Oracle will punish him a little bit for that. Good micro by Hero. Gets a few of those Zerglings before turning the laser off. Now Hero should rotate the red Oracle home for defense and this green hit point Oracle forward. Hero says, screw that. I'm just going to dive in with the red hit point Oracle into 2 queens and a Spore because I'm a mad lad. Gets 2 drones and gets out. But that's the last time he's going to get away with that. Whenever you get an Oracle this low, turn it into a defensive scouting Oracle and bring the healthy one forward. Let's see if Hero does that. Charge is on the way. Oh, he's playing Charge, guys. It's a 4-gas charge style, so we expect a Robo and then a Templar Archives. He'll add Archons to that. Try to play Archon Zealot Disruptor, a very good style. Oracle comes forward, gets a Creep Tumor, and just has enough energy to get the second one before it runs out of juice. 4th base on the way for Solar on the right. He's got melee. His lairs just started it just before 6 minutes. Oracles dive in to try to get a Queen Snipe. They end up getting a Creep Tumor and forcing a Transfuse, but good saves there by Solar. Solar's behind in this game, but not massively. With the 4th base on the way and that sort of stuff, he should be okay. The problem is that it's Zealots, and he's just started a Roach Horn. So if Zealot Archon hits him, he could be in big trouble. Now, Hero's making a Dark Shrine and a Templar Archives at the same time. That doesn't really make logical sense, because I feel like he should be making Archons right now to hit a pressure, but he also hasn't made anything out of his Robo because it was so late. So he finally starts his first Observer. Hero's build is definitely a little loose right now, but I guess he's just going to look for some surprise DT harassment, see what he can find. Did those Oracles all just turn their lasers on? Ooh, and he turns all of his Oracles on just to chase a few Zerglings away. Hero needs to clean up his play right now. He's making a lot of unforced errors, and this is letting Solar back in the game. Solar's got his 4th up. He's making Roaches to be safe versus Zealots. Roach speed starts. This is, you know, a nice little comeback setup for Solar. 5 gases for him. Lings find a probe there between the bases, and they see that it's a charge lot style. Invaluable scouting for Solar. Now, where's Solar's Baneling Nest? I don't think he's built it yet. He really should have that Baneling Nest. He's got to start +2 melee and then Baneling speed. He hasn't started it yet. Zealots coming forward. Solar should have more than enough units to defend, but on the right side, his queens are a little vulnerable. And nice queen positioning. Oh, almost gets an Oracle. No Spore in the natural, though. No Spore in the natural's a big boo-boo. Big boo-boo. Potentially, it could be a big doo-doo. Oracles, one of them dies. They turn off their lasers. They tag the main. He sees the Evo chamber. And the Bailey Nest is so late for Solar. This is a problem. If Solar had that Bailey Nest on time, he could hit a very sharp Baneling speed timing with +2 melee. As it is, Baneling speed will be done after +2 melee, and that is unfortunate. Hopefully not too far after. He might still be able to have a decent timing. Fourth base fully saturated for Solar. There are still 2 Oracles on the map. They could find damage on these mineral lines that don't have spores on them. Robobay is on the way for Hero right now. Still single Robobay. He hasn't used the Dark Shrine for anything. That's why I do really question the gas going into that at the moment he did it. Fourth base starts in the top left. It's not a particularly early fourth as well. Definitely feel like Hero's mid game so far has stalled out and given up the advantages that he gained earlier. He's given Solar a free pass back into this game. He didn't hit a sharp Zealot or Zealot Archon timing. He didn't tech up that fast. He didn't expand that fast. Hero kind of just meandered through the last 2 or 3 minutes of this game after a fantastic start. Doesn't mean he's down and out or anything. It just means he's letting advantages slip away. That's the sort of sloppy PvZ that's not going to be good enough to take Solar down. You got to be really keeping hold of those advantages. And he's adding Colossus Archon. Jar the right units to deal with a big Baneling attack. But without Blink, even the Roaches and the Ravagers could cause him a fair bit of issues. Cannons and batteries and Oracles are going to help him defend. I don't know if Solar should attack right now. Feels like maybe 30, 40 seconds ago he could have got it. The cannon battery not going to have... it's going to be able to finish. As those Zealots get surrounded, these Zealots... Oh no, the Roaches are attacking his own Queen. Solar corrects that just in time. Does do a good bit of stutter step, cleans those guys up. More Zealots down here. Hero's throwing Zealots into the meat grinder right now. This does buy him time, but it comes at a pretty big cost. He just lost about 10 Zealots for a few Zerglings. And Mass Ravager Baneling is here. +2 melee actually is lining up decently with Baneling speed, guys. I guess I underestimated how much quicker. That is actually 56 seconds faster, Baneling speed, compared to +2 melee. So you know what? He actually can hit a big Ravagerling Bane timing. But where's he going to hit? Colossus Archon on the natural. Mass Archon on the third. Cannons and batteries layered everywhere. He starts a Hive and Aspire. But it feels like Solar already maxed out, has committed so much to Ravager Baneling. And he really needs a fight. Now, this is where an intelligent Protoss player finishes maxing out on Colossus Archon, maybe adds some disruptors, takes a 5th base, and builds up to a really ideal maxed out army before pushing. Unfortunately, if history teaches me anything, Hero tries to force the issue here. He might be able to win, but without a Warp Prism, it makes no sense to commit to a frontal fight because he can't warp in with this army. He can poke and prod, but if he goes deep on creep and gets surrounded, this could go really bad. The stasis traps could be good, though. Oh, Solar rolls into the stasis trap. Solar distracted by the Zealots in the bottom right. Oh my god, Hero just going to dive in there, and it's actually working out. The stasis traps have been set off. The Biles do buy him a little bit of time. Solar sends some Zerglings to the bottom right, but look at that. The Prism is going to warp in more Zealots. Zerglings are not the ideal unit for dealing with that. The Queens will start getting overwhelmed, and the Archons are going to take advantage on the left. Hero, the Chaos Master, says, I don't need to reinforce my main army, because look, I'm forcing you to split so much Ravager Bane to the left, onto the right, sorry, and on the left, Solar, he rolled in with only a section of his units, and all from one angle. He needed to surround and flank this army, but Hero is picking him apart with Prism control, and then he pulls back, kills a base, pulls back, waits for more units. Hero shows some killer instinct, and then follows it up with patience. That's the Hero we want to see. The man who does things in a very intelligent manner. Still no 5th base for him, which is a little weird this deep in the game. But I think he knows he's got a big advantage. Vipers coming in will counter a lot of his big power units. They're not here yet, though. They're just popping. They don't have energy. Ravagerling Bane really needs to surround this army to be super effective. That's so much Archon Colossus. So good Verseling Bane. Ravagerling Bane is very much a timing attack focused composition. It doesn't scale that well as the Archon count grows. My lord, the Archon Colossus raining down death on the Zerg. He tried to send a lot of Lings for a backstab. They try to desperately come back now. But Ravager Bane not going to find the mark that deep in the game. And I think Solar just missed a big timing attack window, and Hero got away with it. Very well played by Hero. All right, guys, going into the next game. That was really well done by Hero. You know, it's kind of funny. I think I should have in my commentary talked more about how far behind Solar got from those early workers, because he lost 9 drones before 5 minutes. And he finally got like a Ling surround on the Adepts on Hero's 3rd base, but I don't think that was really enough to make up for it by any means, because he still lost almost all of the Zerglings doing that. So it was a pretty hard position to play from for Solar, but I think definitely I was a little confused that push worked as well as it did. I think he just barely hit the critical mass of Archon Colossus, did Hero? And his Zealot pressure on the right with the Prism kind of caught Solar off guard. And Solar didn't split enough units to deal with it, so then he had to split more units, and he was taking bad fights on the front. And that happens. If you were to rewind there, and I did a big kind of post-game analysis, just scratching my head looking at it going, what did go wrong for Solar? It's kind of the classic things in PvZ where if the Protoss is playing to late game like that, you need to either hit a very sharp timing attack, or you need to tech up to Hive a lot faster yourself and go straight for the Broodlords or the Lurkers. So I think Solo was just a little bit slow with his timing because he was behind early on, and then he was busy dealing with the harassment and the pressure, so his Baneling Nest was late. He wanted to wait for the +2 melee, which, as nice as that upgrade is, +2 melee and having Baneling speed and more Baneling, it doesn't really help that much versus Archons, right? It helps a bit versus the Zealots and if you hit the probes, but does that help versus Archons? No. So there maybe was a timing if he did like a mass Roach speed +1 range timing with just Roach Ravager. That would have been more effective, potentially as a kill move. Or if he teched to Hive faster. Easy for us to figure that out after watching the game, seeing everything, and looking through the replay. But obviously very hard for him to have figured that out in the heat of the moment. And Hero finished him off very well. You know, good mixture of just Oracle Adept in the early game, get some Archons and Zealots, and then add the Colossus and Archon count. And if all your gas goes towards that, that's great. I was also criticizing Hero's Dark Shrine, but you saw as time went on, Hero is making all of his Archons out of Dark Templar. And the reason is, even though they cost more minerals, they use less gas. And Hero is like, dude, Solar's focusing on Massling Bane. If I just get enough Archon Colossus, I just win. So why care about getting a few more Zealots? I don't care about spending a bit more minerals on these Archons. I just need more Archons and more Colossus, because when Protoss hits a critical mass of those units, Lingbane Ravager is really bad. There's like a whole thing, the whole philosophy of beating Protoss is get them before they get too many of those powerful units. 2 Archons and a Colossus, not a big deal. 6 Archons and 2 Colossus, okay, that's getting pretty scary. 10 Archons and 3 Colossus, oh my lord, I hope I have Broodlords or Lurkers or I'm screwed. There's this kind of exponential scariness of those units. Oh, Adept not in a good position. Bad pylon placement as well in general. I mean, it's okay if you're on the left side of the pylon, but not a pylon that allows you to create a good choke point with the Nexus. And that's something I've been criticizing pros for. You'll notice the corners on Nexus command centers hatcheries are all curved, guys. So if you put the choke point there, the Adept will always be surroundable by Zerglings. Whereas if you put that pylon to the left 1 or 2 spaces, then you can put the Adept there. Now the Adept can't get surrounded from the left, but it can still get hit by 2 or 3 Lings. And on the right, it can get hit by like 4 Zerglings. That's why that's a weak positioning. But I think players like it because it allows you to build the battery here, the pylon here. I just think if you build it a little further to the left, it is more optimal. And I definitely feel a lot of Protoss players have been getting punished for leaving those Adepts in the open a little bit more than they should. Ling's trying to break the ramp. This is a crazy move for Solar. Solar, oh, he is distracted because the Oracle went past. But he just threw away all of his Zerglings. 16 Zerglings for 1 Adept. Uh-oh. And he's making more Lings right now. Solar, what are we doing? Solar is massing Zerglings. He's not making melee. Oh, it's a little late to start. I don't know, man. It feels like throwing those Zerglings away. He should be droning and getting ahead on the work account. Instead, look at this. Fleet Beacon's on the way. So we've got Adept Oracle pressure into 2nd Stargate Fleet Beacon. Hero's going to go, probably, I think this will be the carrier into Blink play that Classic really showed. I don't really generally like Hero's follow-ups with it in the past, but hopefully he's improved because Classic is really good at finishing games off with this style and getting to late game. Whereas we've seen Hero A-move those carriers a lot of times and throw them away at Gamers 8 and before that tournament. So let's see. Is it carriers? It could technically be Tempests, but that's a pretty rare style. Tempests, the whole idea is you can pick off the queens from out of range of the queens. Forge goes down as well. Ready to build cannons as needed. Ling Scout the gases. Already both gas up on that 3rd. Solar, you got to drop a Spire right now. He should know what he's up against. We're on Solar's camera. Notice he's looking at his main and he's going, oh, my lair's not done. Uh-oh. He's staying 5 gas. Yeah, I was about to say, if he knows he's got to go Spire, he needs that 6th gas, guys. And notice he's putting workers on gas. His Lings are a little far away, so he's going to have to run these drones. He'll lose 2 of them probably. Oh, only 1. Not too bad. Nice recall for Hero. Workers go back to gas. Lair is about to finish. That Spire's got to go up. Injecting his bases. You can see he's kind of moving his drones around between a little bit, fixing up the saturation. Oracle's coming into the main, but look at that. The Queens all go to deal with that. And where is that Spire? Spire's going down behind the 3rd base. Great scouting, great read here by Solar. He should definitely run away from that fight. Let's go back to everyone's view. First two carriers are almost complete. By the time they get across the map, the Spire will be getting close to done, but still a while from that. And then the Corruptors coming out takes even longer. Usually what I've seen the most powerful play against this style is you want to go Corruptors and then you want to just do a mass shove of Roachling. You don't want to give them too much time to transition after the first few carriers are out. And he does spot those first two carriers. Carriers number 3 and 4 are now starting. Oh, the Adepts just snuck across the map, guys. Sneaky, sneaky 8 Adept timing. Solar caught with his pants down. Hero recalled his Adepts. Solar said, cool, the Adept phase of this game is over, right? And Hero just randomly sends 8 Adepts through the bottom of the map. Solar with an uncharacteristic gap in his vision getting punished. Hero stumbling into the jackpot here. This was not meant to do that much. This was meant to be a distraction more than anything. But he's just like, yeah, no, those Lings are running around up there. Let's just run across the map, shade in. 28 workers for non-glaive Adepts. And now Oracle's coming and throwing down stasis traps as well. The carriers are here. Oh, no. He's just spent all of his lava and money rebuilding drones just to get back 67 drones. He should be building 8 Corruptors. He's only building 4 right now. What a sudden disaster that was. That was not meant to happen that way. Solar's going to be a little upset by that. I told you guys, Hero finds damage against Solar. He doesn't find against other Zergs. It is bizarre watching these two play. Solar will be in a very good position. Good scouting. Oh, stasis traps. Okay, he has focused down one of the Oracles. That Queen. Oh, 2 Queens get frozen. Oh, no. Uh-oh, that's a lot of his firepower, but he does pull back. Roachling runs in. One of the carriers does find it. Corruptors are now out on the field. Plenty of cannons on that base. It is going to be Blinken +1 behind it. So Solar losing those drones, I think, puts him in a position where he might just be forced to play late game. But Solar is not a late game expert. Now, luckily for him, Hero is definitely not a late game expert. Hero's late game PvZ involves A moving on creep. It's sometimes he casts Psystorm when he does his A move, but Hero's late game has been non-existent in this matchup recently. I remember times when he was good at it, but it's been a while since he's really practiced it. So Hero definitely a mid-game beast. And like I said, you want to just get enough Corruptors to deal with the carriers and then mass Roachling and go push and kill them. Problem is, after losing 28 drones, he barely got enough Corruptors to even deal with the carriers. 12 Corruptors are out. He's going to have 13 now. The 13th one pops. At least he gets an Oracle. Not bad. Almost gets a second, but not quite. He's not got a supply advantage. And that's a problem. Hero might be able to win with just mass Blink Stalkers with +1. Oh, and already a Corruptor goes down. 2 Corruptors go down. The Queens, the Roaches, the Ravagers, and things are going to try to engage, but the supply is dead even. It's not meant to be that way. Zerg is meant to be ahead in supply, guys. And the Stalkers can also focus the Corruptors. You got to be really careful with those Corruptors. If they get focused down, the carriers will reign supreme. So you got to be real careful with babysitting those. You're meant to be up 20-30 supply in this scenario with Zerg. Instead, we're just seeing Solar try to hang on. He also doesn't have any range upgrades, which I think might actually be more important than melee in these sort of games. As weird as that sounds, because you'd think you'd want Lings versus Stalkers, but actually having a lot of Roaches is really fantastic in this scenario. But you need the overwhelming numbers, and he does not have that. The carriers are just chilling in the back. He's like, oh wait, your ground army sucks. I don't even need to use these carriers. Oh, they do get rid of an Oracle, but the Corruptors, look at that, focus down. A few of the Oracles do fall, but a few of the Corruptors fall as well, and the Stalker count outnumbers the Roach Ravager Zergling count. That is a disaster. There's more Stalkers than there is Roach Ravager Zergling. Hot diddly damn, that is a disaster. That's the only thing I can call that. Yes, one of the carriers goes down. The Stalker's not doing the best job of focus the Corruptors. They really should have focused them to save more carriers. But Hero there with just random 8 Adepts. Like, how did that happen? I think they were at the 3rd, and then they saw the Lings, right? What happened? How did they sneak across? So, okay, so there's a few Adepts here. 6 Adepts, they defend this little Zergling poke. And Hero's just like, lol. You think you're going to deny my 4th base up there? Let's just warp in 2 more Adepts, shade across the bottom. Solar's just like, well, you're stuck being defensive now because I've got Mass Ling here. And Hero's like, lol, no, I'm not. And he just shades across the map. Super YOLO, nothing but a cannon, a battery, and some dreams to defend this base. But it's Hero. He's happy to take risks, especially against Solar. And Solar just doesn't see it until it's here. And Solar's like trying to breach the wall. Now, looks pretty good. Killing a Stalker for free, great. Oh, but he's walled off and then, wait, what? Where did these guys come from? Oh, what a silly way to lose a game. That sucks. I've lost games like this as well, but Hero somehow having some sort of spidey sense that Solar wouldn't be looking for this really catches him off guard and sets up for the victory. Well played by Hero. A bit of a frustrating game there for Solar. He had a good read with the Zergling Scout of what was happening. but just gets caught off guard by a bunch of Adepts. Hero always finding cheeky ways to ruin your day, man. Wait, what is his Nexus first? I think Hero forgot to send a probe to the natural, guys. It's going to be a very late gateway. What? Oh, okay. Actually, no, because it's a 13 pylon. So he still wants the gateway at the normal time because he chronos his probes before the pylon finishes. Okay, sorry guys. It was a 13 pylon. Never mind. I almost never 13 pylon, so sometimes I'm like, whoa, what's he doing? But it's like, no. This was not a 14 pylon. Standard opening for Hero with this. This is the way you do it. And going to be doing a bit of worker harassment. Let's see how Solar counter micros. Already Solar's had one worker bounced around a little bit. Solar does not like dealing with this. And Hero's being annoying as always. Bouncing him off these close mineral patches, just being irritating. Going inside the mineral line is so arrogant. I love it. Hero is just the guy who walks into a rival gang member's house, sits down and starts reading the newspaper on their couch. They're just like, what? What are you doing? And he's just like, and he just kind of like slowly walks out. And you're like, they don't shoot him just because they're so confused that he would be brave enough to do it. You know, it's that scene from Band of Brothers when Lieutenant Spears bloody runs across the goddamn battlefield to tell the guys on the other side to give them some orders or whatever. And the dudes are just standing there like, is this guy, what? Why is he? He's an enemy, isn't he? That's essentially Hero's Probe. Hero's Probe is a man that does not fear death. Hero's Probe is a man that somehow gets away with so many situations where he should be punished. But yeah. I think it's like, you know, he does stare at it a lot. And he is ready to mineral walk away very quickly. So if you do attack him with 5 or 6 drones and interrupt your mining, you do feel like you've lost out. And people just don't want to give him that little victory. Yeah, another analogy would be Joker. Yeah, Dark Knight Joker walking into the mob boss hideout and killing their guard and sitting down to talk like everything's normal. Yeah, that's also Hero's Probe. Oh, and he gets a spy pylon. Oh, he says, do you want to see a magic trick? He says, do you want to see a magic trick? Solar says, no, thank you. No, thank you. Take your pencils away from here, man. He does get a hatchery on the other side. Good reaction by Solar. It's not too delayed, but this drone is stuck on the extractor. And Hero being annoying as he always is. Solar needs to remember to keep building and cancelling that to keep it alive. Void Ray first. Oh, cool. Hero's been playing a lot more Void Ray first. Good for denying the Overlord vision, restricting what your opponent can see. And if your opponent's not on point, they don't leave an extra queen in the main, you can poke in and kill a few drones, which is really cool. Oh, here we go. Yeah, and look, you're wasting 6 minerals each time, and you're stopping that drone from mining. So the Adept is getting some value, man. I love this. Hero is just such an irritating player to play against. Ling speed finishes. He says, ha, we can finally kill that Adept. She's already on her way home. Void Ray gonna deny that Overlord. Solar doesn't have too many scouts, and the ones he does have, he's already pulling back, realizing, okay, we don't want to give him any free kills here. 4 queens are out. 2 more Overlords building. Bit of a supply block for Solar. Didn't see that one coming, but it's not like it's a crazy supply block, considering an Overlord did get killed. Second Oracle on the way. So Void Rain to 2 Oracles, very expensive opening. 3 Stargate units. Doesn't really give the option for any other aggressive ground follow-up. 2 gases on the way on the natural. Void Ray comes in on the 3rd. The Spore Crawler wants to go down there. Oh, an Oracle and a Void Ray beat 2 queens. But he's going to go past for the drones. Gets a Creep Tumor to start. That Oracle could have dove and gone some of those drones. Void Ray's in the back right now, but it's trying to get out of there. I think Solar's doing a good job. That Void Ray takes a lot of hits. It's heavily damaged. And yeah, Oracle there. Didn't take much damage. Just got a single Creep Tumor and that was it. Spore Crawler got cancelled. Okay, that's interesting. I thought he'd leave that up. So he's got 2 queens in the main, a Spore in the natural, and he's got 5 queens defending the 3rd. Very nice. Lings come in. 1 Ling, 1 Overlord has died for Solar. Solar does get slightly supply blocked on 74, but he's got to be building structures like Roach Warrens and gases right now anyway. So this is barely a supply block, because that'll free up a few supply, builds a few more drones, and then his Overlords will pop. 3 Adepts coming in that left side of the map. Forge and Twilight Council on the way. 3rd and 4th Gateway coming up right now. Looks like a standard blink opening for Hero. The Adepts are going to dive in again. The Lings were waiting just out of vision. And Gets rid of one of the Adepts. 2 Adepts survive, though. Worth it for a couple of drones. Oracles dove the back. Oh! The natural. They dove the natural and got a bunch more kills. A very successful run by guys. And he goes for one more, but doesn't get it. Hero up to 9 kills on that Oracle. He's going back for more. Crazy, man. Oracle coming in from that side. Going to try to find an opening. Oh, he's going for the weak ones as well. He can try to tap him, but no, they all regen, so they all needed a second shot. Oh, so many workers going down, though. Hero, 13 drone kills, and guess what? His oracles haven't died. He's got a Void Ray for a bit of safety as well. Solar has to just re-drone and try to recover. A couple Stalkers coming in with Blink +1. A Robo goes down, and a couple cannons building. A cannon in the third base. He's got batteries everywhere. A few Lings will poke across for scouting, but look at this. Lings are on the wrong side of the map, which means these Adepts may find some big damage. Stasis trap there. Queens weren't able to target it quickly enough. Uh-oh. Okay, just one drone sets it off. Adepts shade in at the same time. They weren't focus firing at first, but he'll still get a few more workers as well. 4 more drones, not too bad. Void Ray being annoying. Intercepts. Solar's like, I need some scouting. Void Ray says, how about no? Have you heard of our Lord and Savior No? No scout. No. Overseer does get taken out. Oracle's going to go around behind the natural. Can already see the comments about me getting more Australian with each consecutive no. That is actually a thing. That is actually how we say it. If you have to tell someone no like 5 times in a row, you get super Aussie. Oracles, one of them did finally die. They should probably get out of here. That's a lot of queens, man. Oracle's going to rotate around the right side. Second Robo Bay on the way. Up to 7 gateways. Double Robo Colossus timing incoming. Pretty good style, man. I feel like you don't even need to do it as a timing attack. I think just going up to about 15 Blink Stalkers, making Colossus and Archons from there, such a good strategy. Remember, I asked Rainer why Classic's so good at PvZ after Game is 8, and he said he plays properly. He doesn't make 300 Stalkers. He just swaps into Colossus and Archons and Zealots, and that's why he's so good. And I think Hero's doing the exact same thing right now. He's swapping a charge, made some Zealots, he's got second Robo on the way. He's just harassing with a medium kind of amount of Stalkers in the middle of the map. Not losing any of them, but he's kind of forcing Solar to build a lot of units and feel the pressure. And behind it, the double Robo. Robo Bay's been done for a few seconds. Hero is going to go for a Zealot drop down the left. It's really important you get those Colossi out. Okay, that's like a 30-second delay on the Colossus. A little late, but he does start it up. And cancels and goes Disruptors. Interesting. Wow, okay. I don't know why. Maybe because he saw Heavy Roach. There is a Hive almost finished, so Vipers will come in. Ideally, if they're going quick Hive, you do want to get Templar Archives for feedback and Storm as well. Oh, we'll see how we go. Zealot's getting dropped down there as well. Okay, just slow Zealot's not a very scary drop. It's more of a distraction than anything else. The Ling Roach accidentally attacks his own spawning pool. Solar accidentally attacking his own structure. This game, I think game 1, he attacked a Queen as well. 20 Stalkers now. Hero's still making Stalkers. Oh no. I mean, it can work. Don't get me wrong. Mass Blink can work. He had a great start. He got great damage, but his economy is not that great. He's only on 68 probes. He's massing Stalker Disruptor against a guy who's already got Vipers building. This is actually looking like a great chance for Solar to come back from a deficit in the early game. I know I said that on Altitude, and that didn't work out well for him, but I actually think Solar's, tech-wise in a great position. The Vipers counter this entire army. Roaches and Lings picking off some Stalkers. Oracles come forward to push him back as well. Looks like a Zealot at 2 and a Void Ray actually working on that hatchery on the right side. Oh, Solar hung around a little bit too long, though. He hung around a bit too long. I don't know why he didn't retreat there. I thought he was going to pull back, but he does lose a few more units, and now his Queens are going to get picked off. That means the Oracles could cause some trouble. The Disruptors are here, though. Solar, good pullback by Solar. The Queens, unfortunately, went off creep and go down. These Queens will pull forward to deal with the Void Ray. Void Ray is going to go down. That's very good for Solar. But that means there's no Queens in the main. And oh no, the War Prism causing him trouble again. The Disruptors are here. But uh-oh, he's already lost so many units. Solar needs to land those Abducts. Does he have the numbers to win this fight? His Baneling Speed and +2 melee aren't quite done. Nice Abduct at the 11th hour. Gets those Disruptors in. That one does try to fire from the front line. A Disruptor shot lands nonetheless. The Zealots are cleansing the main base. Oh my god, Hero with just mass Stalker Disruptor finds a way to force Solar into fighting him before the Disruptors and the Vipers are on the field, and then Solar loses so much army before the fight happens. Hero with that was the very edge of the expiry date. That man just made pancakes And he added some milk into that batter that literally was like, it was best before 2 days ago, and somehow he still made it taste good, and no one complained. Let's go back just a little bit, because this whole sequence in the middle was incredible from Hero, from harassing with like 13 Stalkers. When did I first mention he was doing that? It was about 9 minutes. He starts harassing with Stalkers, and then it's just like non-stop Stalker harassment. Actually, it was even earlier. It was like 7.5 minutes. Let's go back a little earlier. Sorry, just using my back button. Yeah, about 7.5 minutes, he starts harassing with Stalkers, and then he just keeps harassing and harassing and harassing and luring the Roachling out. And let's watch the units lost tab. So at this point, Hero's had a good start. He's ahead 1,000 resources in the units lost, but then he starts annoying with the Zealot drop while also just continuing to be as annoying as he can with the Stalkers. And I really want to see what happens in the units lost. He doesn't lose any Zealots there, or just one. His Stalkers are on the front. Looks like he loses 1 or 2 Stalkers here. Gets an Overseer. Then the Oracles come in, and whenever you're like kind of catching him off creep, you're kind of baiting Solar into fighting in these bad areas. Like, Solar needs to get out of here. He's way off creep, and the Oracle's doing damage. And look at the units lost tab. You can see he lost so many units in this series of engagements. Wow, really well played by Hero. And then it's like, somehow, as all of Solar's upgrades are just not quite ready, like Bane Speed and +2 melee and stuff, and Adrenal Glands. And the Vipers, yeah, they got some energy, but they're like not quite ready. And by the time he gets there, he's only got 1 abduct on each of them, and half of his army's gone. His queens have all died except these ones that had to go kill the Void Ray. He doesn't have queens to help support, and the Zealots get back in the main, which starts ruining him there. And you're like, man, how did you do this, Hero? You friggin' beast. And the Vipers just aren't able to be very effective, because if they go too far forward, the Stalkers are going to focus them. And he does get a few decent Disruptor shots, but by that point, it feels like there's just so little Zerg left. A few decent abducts, I should say. Really well played by Hero. Not many players can play StarCraft the way he does, but that was really well done. GG, well played.